I'm not bragging right here. I'm not. I said my kids are 11 and 9. They're potty trained. Got them housebroken. That's awesome. Yeah. You'd think they're potty trained at this age. But when my daughter was just a little baby, when my daughter was just a little tiny baby, she was a trickster. She was a trickster, she was. My daughter had the ability to poop out the front of her diaper, up the front of her body, and she could ding the base of her chin with her own poop. Groans, nothing? Sir, can you do that? Can you ding your own? I can't. I've tried. I'm a grown man. I've tried to get my poop up here. I can't do it. So when I walked in on my daughter, I'm like, I don't know how you did that, but I am impressed. I was so confused, I asked about it when we took her in for the next service check. Yeah, you got to take them in once a year for maintenance, right? Make sure they're properly inflated. Yeah, he looked her over, gave a thumbs up, and asked, do you have any questions? I said, I got one. I know her poop comes out back here. Can you explain how it ends up here? And he did. He said, well, diapers are usually very small. They have a very limited space to hold fecal matter. So when she has a big boom boom there, the smooth surface up front, her baby labia, let's call it, the baby labia, that acts as sort of a conduit, an irrigation ditch, if you will, that allows the poop to flow. And I said, Doc, I'm going to stop you right there. What you are saying makes me happier than ever I was born a boy, because what you are saying is that technically balls are nature's mud flap. Yeah, block that shit. And that was my favorite joke. For 2 years, I loved telling that joke. Then my son was born. Guess what? Balls are nature's mud flap. It sent his shit straight up his back. There's no escaping it. It just goes somewhere different. My son is potty trained as well. My wife handled that like a champion. I tried my hand at potty training our kids, or my son. That did not work out well because I would just let him play, and every so often I'd go, buddy, is your poop waking up? And he'd say, no, my poop is sleeping. I'd say, all right, good on you. 5 minutes later, buddy, is your poop waking up? And he'd say, my poop woke up. I need changed. I'm like, what the fuck? We just 5 minutes, like... So since that wasn't working, my wife took over and she instituted potty sitting sessions, where he, every hour on the hour, had to go into the bathroom and sit on the toilet, and he could not go play until he put something into said toilet. Doing that on command is difficult. And so I would be on the road performing comedy, and I would get texts from my wife like this one. Most of today, every time we'd have a potty sitting session, he'd start playing with his junk until it was hard, and then he'd hide it in his shirt tail saying, Mommy, my penis is hiding in my shirt. So then I would try to block him from playing with it because you can't pee with a boner, parentheses, or so I've heard. That's true. That's true. And then I found myself shouting, note the all caps up front. Do you see that? All caps. Do not play with your penis. When it's hard, you can't pee. Oh my God, fuck my life. Now, the reason I gave you the physical representation of potty training by sitting on the toilet is because from age 3 until 6, that is not how our son went to the bathroom. No. What he would do is he would go into the bathroom, he would climb onto the toilet, facing the back of the toilet, facing the wall, and squat down like this. He was like a catcher in baseball. Am I going number 1, number 2? What am I doing up here? 1 or 2. And I know this because for years, he left the door open. He liked to share with the world what was going on in there. And one day, I walked by the open door and saw my son in the bathroom on the toilet, facing the wall, just looking around. And so I paused and watched him for maybe 15, 20 seconds, which doesn't sound like a long time, but when you are watching your son just looking around the bathroom, it's an eternity. So finally I asked, buddy, what are you doing? And he answered, nothing. So I asked, do you have to poop? And he said, no. So I asked, do you have to pee? And he responded, I already did. So that brought us back to question number 1. What are you doing? And my son whispered, he whispered, there's no toilet paper. He likes to wipe his wiener after a good pee. Right? We've all been there, right, fella? You think you're done, you pull the underpants up, but nope, there's a couple drops left. He didn't want to walk squishy, so he was looking for toilet paper. I leaned in, saw there was no toilet paper, said, all right, buddy, there's always a spare roll in the drawer right here. I opened the drawer, I took out the toilet paper, I tore off one square, I handed it to my son. He dabbed his ding-a-ling, wiped his mouth, and dropped it in the toilet. So I said the only thing I could think to say at a moment like that, which was, good job, buddy. Why don't you, go give mommy a kiss? Let her know that you love her.